Hi friends, in this video we are going to learn the examples of boundary value analysis method. So first example for triangle problem, we will write the test cases and also test case table. So in this video we are learning how to write the test cases and as well as how to document it, or else so that we are calling it as a test case table, how to write the enter into the test case table. So basically the triangle problem, here we have taken a example. So all the sides of a triangle, that is A, B, C, these are the three sides of a triangle having a upper limit 10. That is, if and only if the inputs are having a boundaries, that is upper limit and lower limit, then only this test case can be possible. That is, boundary value analysis method can be possible. Therefore, the upper limit of the A, B, C sides of a triangle is maximum is 10. So now so we will start with the boundary values. Already we know in the previous video which are all boundary value variables. One is minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, max. These are all, we can call it as a boundary value variables, but these variables are valid inputs. Valid input variable. Now, so upper limit has been given in the problem. So based on this upper limit, we can specify the values of these boundary value variables. So upper limit 10 is nothing but the lower limit will be 1. That is indicates that 1 to 10 is the lower limit and upper limit of the given triangle problem. Then the minimum value will becomes 1. The minimum plus value will be 2 and nominal value will becomes 5. Then max minus value will be 9 and maximum value will be 10. So for your reference you can write these values. Now we will start with our generalized boundary value analysis test case, how to write and how to enter into the table. So all of us know in the previous video, this is the formula to calculate the number of test cases to generate under the generalized boundary value analysis method. That is 4n plus 1, where n is inputs. So in the triangle problem, we are having a 3 inputs, therefore n value will be 3. So here we are generating the 13 test cases. So total you can see here, I have written total 13 test cases. So here all the test cases are valid input variable only. The test cases we need to specify, so based on the single fault assumption technique. The single fault assumption technique is nothing but one input variable we need to keep on changing with respect to the boundary value variables, and other two inputs should be a nominal. Now, so I will explain you how to enter or else how to write the test cases into the table. So basically the test case table, which includes these are all the parameters. One is test case ID, second column is test case description, third column is input, fourth column is expected output, next column is actual output, and last column is comment about the test cases. So now let us consider. Now based on the formula I come to know that we are generating the 13 test cases. Therefore I have written a test case ID, all the 13 test case IDs here. That is serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to up to 13. Then test case description will includes which are all the parameter you are passing, that you need to describe in this particular test case description. So first time I am passing this inputs for your program, that is 155. That input value we have to write it here, the same input value 155. Now we will talk about how to specify the inputs. I told based on the single fault assumption we need to specify the inputs. So single fault assumption means first I will keep this A, keep on changing A value, A input variable value, B and C input variable value I will keep it as a nominal. The nominal is nothing but 5. First time A value will becomes minimum, next A value will be a 2, next time A value will be nominal, next time A value will be a maximum minus, next time A value will be a 10. In this order we need to keep on changing the A input variable value. Then B and C should be a nominal. In that order, we will write the test cases now. First is what? Minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, max. Then what about these two inputs values? So these two input value will be nominal. Done. So now the A turn is over. That is, so A is changed according to the single fault assumption. Now I need to do it for B, and then I need to do it for C. Next time I will keep changing B input variable value. Then A and C value will be a nominal. A and C will be nominal. Now I need to change the B value. That is, first start with the minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, max. Now 2, 5. This is the minimum plus. Now see here, if I write nominal, so this test case is already tested over here, 5, 5, 5. Therefore, we want to overcome the redundancy. Therefore, we are not testing over here. Just we are skipping that test case and we are going for the next one. Next is nothing but, instead of nominal, we will jump to the max minus. The max minus is 9. Therefore, so here I am writing a 9. So next test case is maximum. Maximum is of B is 10. Then other two value will be, now the B turn over, then I need to jump it for C. Means I need to change the C input variable. A, B will becomes nominal. Nominal, first I will write these as nominal values. Now I need to change this value. The first one is minimum, minimum plus, nominal. If I write nominal, once again this same test case is repeating. Therefore I am skipping that one. I am jumping to the max minus. Max minus is 9 and then maximum is 10. Okay, this is how we need to specify the input for your given program to test that program. Then, so based on your input, the tester will be expecting the output result. That expected output result, we have to list it out in the next column. So if I specify 155 for a given program, that is triangle problem, what will be my expected output result? That I need to specify over here. My expected output result will be a isosceles triangle. So similarly, second time when I specify this input, I'll also get the same output result, that is isosceles. Then if I specify 555 as an input for your program, my expected output result will be a equilateral triangle. And then, so if I specify 955, once again my expected output result will be isosceles. Just I am writing in short isosceles. Then next, if I specify 1055, so it's not possible to form a triangle. So I will tell you. So whenever we are solving the problem or whenever we are writing the triangle problem, there will be a condition, 3 conditions. If all the 3 conditions are satisfied, that is, A value should be less than B plus C, B value should be less than A plus C, and C value should be less than A plus B. If these 3 conditions are satisfied, then it is possible to form a triangle. Else, it is not possible to form a triangle. Here you can see A is a 10. A should be less than B plus C. B plus C means 5 plus 5, 10. So 10 is less than 10? No, condition is not satisfied. Therefore, it is not a triangle. Then next test case is 515. Now once again I will going to get output result isosceles. So 5 to 5. So here also I am going to generate isosceles as my expected output result. Here also my expected output result is isosceles. Then here you can see the same test case, it is repeated over here, but here B value is less than A plus C question mark. Check the condition. Now the condition becomes false. Therefore it is not a triangle. Then this is also isosceles triangle. This will become isosceles. This is also isosceles triangle. Then now similarly here also you can see it is not possible to form a triangle. This is what a tester will be expecting, these output results whenever a tester will be specifying these as an input parameter list. These are the test cases. These are the expected output result. So this inputs he will going to specify for a triangle problem. Then he will check the output result, actual output result. That actual output result he will going to list it out here. That is, so let us consider my expected output result for this input is isosceles. If I am getting isosceles, then the comment will be a pass. If apart from the isosceles, if you are expecting some other output result or actual output result, then the comment will be fail. In that order, you need to fill these two columns. So my actual output result, let us assume that equilateral, isosceles. So you are getting a same output result. Then all the test cases will be what? In the comment column, we have to write pass, pass, pass. I think I have cleared so how to write the test cases for a given problem based on the boundary value analysis method, that is especially generalized boundary value analysis method, and how to write these 13 test cases for your generalized boundary value analysis method. Now we will move to the second method, robustness boundary value analysis method. Basically, in the last video I have explained about the explanation of the robustness. The robustness indicates that invalid inputs. Along with the valid input, we are specifying the invalid inputs, and it also the test cases we need to specify based on the single fault assumption. The formula to calculate the number of test cases under the robustness boundary value analysis method is 6n plus 1. So why it is 6n plus 1 means here we are adding two invalid inputs, that is minimum minus and maximum plus. The minimum minus and maximum plus for your triangle problem is minus 1 will be the minimum. So either you may consider 0 or else minus 1 as a minimum minus value. Based on your problem or based on your situation, so you can consider 0 or 1 as a minimum minus value. But here I am considering minus 1, so is the minimum minus value for my triangle problem. And the maximum plus value is upper limit plus 1. Upper limit is 10. So 10 plus 1 is the maximum minus, that is 11. Though this is the triangle problem values, which these two are the invalid input variable. Already we have seen the valid input variable, that is minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus max in the previous example. So now I will write the test cases under the robustness boundary value analysis method for a triangle problem. So I don't want to write the same table repeatedly. So consider you assume it and you can write it. So by seeing the previous example, just I will write the test cases over here. So test case ID inputs are 3 inputs are there. So now how many test cases we are generating, that will becomes a test case IDs. So here 6n plus 1, the 6n plus 1 is nothing but, so 6 into 3 plus 1, total 19 test cases we are generating under the robustness boundary value analysis method. Now I will write all the 19 test cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and last one is 19 test cases. So now I told how to specify the inputs based on the single fault assumption. One input variable we have to keep on changing with respect to the boundary value, and other input should be nominal. First term is A. I will change A and then I will keep B and C as a nominal for the first iteration. Now, so start with the A. A value is in this order only, you need to specify the input parameter list of A. Minimum minus, minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, max and max plus. This is the order how we need to specify. Now, minimum minus first. Minimum minus, minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, max and max plus. I think all of you understood this, how the value will be given over here. And these two value will be, we will keep it as a nominal. Now the remaining two inputs variables are nominal, that is phi phi. Now the turn A got over, then I need to jump it for B. I need to change B input variable value according to the BVAs. So now A and C will be a nominal, that is phi 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 phi. So now I will keep on changing the B input variable value, that is minimum minus minimum, then minimum plus. The minimum plus value will be 2. Now, so if I write a nominal over here, phi phi, already here we are tested that one. Therefore, we are neglecting or we are skipping, we are jumping to the next test case. The next test case is max minus. The max minus. Max minus is 9, then maximum is 10, and then maximum plus is 11. Similarly, so now the turn B got over, then similarly I need to jump it for C. The C is nothing but remaining two input variable will be nominal phi phi. Now this will becomes minimum minus minimum, minimum plus nominal. If I write here nominal, once again the same, so test cases I am writing, so we are overcoming that one, we are jumping to the next one, that is max minus, then maximum, and the last test case is maximum plus. This is what how we have to specify the value or else test cases for your under the robustness boundary value analysis method for a given triangle problem. How? So next you know what is your actual output result, expected output result, and how to write the comment. That you need to follow according to the previous test case table. How I have written now here. Similarly, you have to specify for the test case description, then expected output result, actual output result, and comment based on these input parameter list. So here -1 is there, therefore it is not possible to form a triangle. So wherever it is beyond the boundary is there, like 11, -1, these two are, this is the minimum minus value, this is the maximum plus value, these two are the invalid, therefore it is not possible to form a triangle. Remaining values, it is possible to form a triangle, either it might be a isosceles or equilateral or scalene triangle. So next we will continue with the third category. The third category is nothing but worst case boundary value analysis method. This is what a worst case boundary value analysis method. So the worst case boundary value analysis method is 5 to the power of n is the number of test cases we are generating. So 5 to the power of n is the formula. Here it works based on the multiple fault assumption. As compared to previous test cases, it is a single fault assumption. Now it is multiple fault assumption. More than 2 input variable we are going to change parallelly. So therefore we are calling it as a multiple fault assumption. And remaining input variable, either it might be a nominal or it can also be get changed according to the boundary value analysis method. Then all the input will be a valid input variable we need to specify under the worst case boundary value analysis method. But here the redundancy of the test cases will be more. So now how to write the test cases? For example, for your triangle problem, so 3 inputs, 5 to the power of n means 5 to the power of 3, 5 to the power of 3 means total 125 test cases we have to write. So but here, so I'm not going to write all the 125 test cases. First 25 test cases I will write, and then I will convey you how to write the remaining test cases. You can write it and you can test it. So here, so I have written only test case ID and input parameter list. Then I told you remaining columns you need to fill it. That is expected output result, actual output result, and as well as comment and as test case description, which I have left it over here. And just I am explaining about the how we need to specify the input. Based on that expected output result you have to write. So here the test case ID is, so I told totally we are I am going to explain you the first 25 test cases. That's what I have written here, all the 25 test cases IDs. Then how to specify the input parameter list under the multiple fault assumption condition. So here all are valid input variable. Valid input variable means we are using a boundary values like, for example, minimum, minimum plus, nominal, max minus, maximum. These are the 5 variables which we are using for under the valid input variables. Therefore, now you can concentrate here. First 25 times the A value will be a minimum. So first, I'll repeat, first 25 times or 25 test cases, A value will be minimum. Next 25 times, A value will be a maximum plus. Sorry, minimum plus. Repeat, first 25 times A value will be minimum. Next 25 times A value will be a minimum plus. Next 25 times A value will be a nominal. Next 25 times A value will be max minus, and next 25 times A value will be a maximum. In that order, you need to specify the A input variable values. Are you getting my point? So first 25 times A value will be what? Minimum. The minimum value of A will be 1. I will fill 1 25 times. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, this is first 25 times the A value will be what? Minimum. Next to 25 times A value will be minimum plus. Then how many test cases got over? 50. Then next to 25 times the minimum A value will be a nominal. Then total becomes 75 test cases. Next to 25 times A value will be so max minus. Then it becomes 100. Then next to 25 times A value will be max. 25 means 125, total 125 test cases. In that order you have to write. Then B value will be a 5 times. B value will keep on changing. Keep on changing means first, so 5 times the B value will be minimum. Minimum is nothing but 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, next 5 times the minimum B value will be a minimum plus. Minimum plus means this is the minimum plus. Next 5 times the B value will be minimum plus, then nominal. Next 5 times the B value will be a max minus. Next 5 times the B value will be a maximum. Maximum means 10 10 10. Okay, then what about the C value? The C value will be keep on changing with respect to the boundary value variables. That is 1 minimum plus, nominal, max minus max. 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 These two columns, that is B column and C column, will repeat 25 times in the same order. Only we are changing A value with respect to the minimum plus, nominal, max minus and max. Like how we are going to write the 125 test cases under the worst case boundary value analysis method. Now I will move to the fourth testing technique, that is combination of two, that is robust worst case BVA for a triangle problem. Now we will see. Along with the valid input variable, we are using a invalid input variable also, invalid plus valid input variables, and here also it is a multiple fault assumptions, and the formula will be 7 to the power of n. The 7 to the power of n is nothing but for your triangle problem 7 to the power of 3. Then 343 test cases we have to write it under the robust worst case boundary value analysis method. But we are not writing, we are writing only first 49 test cases. And remaining same how you have written for this one, the same thing it will get repeated. First 49 test cases, how to write, just I will explain you, so you follow the procedure. The first for the existing worst case only, just we are adding a max, minimum minus, and as well as maximum plus. These two extra input variable you add it for that this test cases, then automatically it will get automatically the total 49 test cases we are generating. So I'll explain you A, B, C. These are the three inputs. So first 49 times the A value will be a minimum minus. Next 49 times A value will be minimum. Next 49 times A value will be a uh, nominal, like minimum minus minimum, minimum plus nominal, max minus max, then max plus. In that order you have to write all the test cases. Total 7 variables you will going to get 7 times, so you have to write A value will be a minimum minus, and these two value will be keep on changing with respect to 7 times, minimum minus 7 times, then B value will becomes minimum 7 times, then B value will become 7 times. So in that order you have to write all the remaining test cases under the robust worst case boundary value analysis method. Thank you.